Alrighty. Well, it's my birthday. I know that's a strange thing to announce, and most people wouldn't care. There are 365 days in a year, and every day is somebody's birthday, right? So today is more than that, and I'm going to be going into a lot of different topics, and we're going to be far ranging. So if you haven't yet, go down below and click all the buttons to let the algorithm know that you're part of our audience. And let's go to is not what you think. We're not uh, going to be showing off any gold watches. We're not going to be patting me on the back and saying so long, bon voyage, and all of that. Instead, we're actually using this as a kickoff point, a launch point for the NycosRPG. Now, we've been soft launching it, if you will, for about a year or so. The first book, Dark Shards, was originally published almost 2 years ago and has been through several revisions since then. But the final version of the NycosRPG suite is now available and will be tagged in the description below, so you'll be able to get a hold of that if you're interested. But in particular, we're going to be spending the year 2025 and 2026 really getting it launched. And so I thought I would take this time to kind of go over the course and trajectory and such, and we're going to be very much looking at it from the standpoint of a vessel, an engine sitting on the launch pad. And so we're going to be going over all of the various pieces, and I didn't want to neglect to let everyone know that previously, when I've done videos, I've been rather standoffish and speaking almost at you instead of speaking to you. And I wanted to take this time in particular to do one episode that is really, to me, rather heartfelt as I tell you about what it is we're doing and how we're going to progress over the next year or so, starting with stuff that's going to happen later this fall. Alrighty, so the joke would be this would be where I would play the State of the Union address music and call this the State of the Onion, but we are going to be talking about the state of everything. For those of you that are aware, the process of getting the books into publication has been kind of start and stop. We did our initial publication of Dark Shards, as I said, almost 2 years ago, and it was realized pretty early that that first version had limitations, wasn't quite ready for prime time. And so we had to reconfigure and reestablish the very mechanisms of the game to be more useful and more fun. And it's only been in the last 2 or 3 months that the realization that the mechanism for Nycos is actually an amplification tool more than an actual role play mechanism in a traditional sense. And so the state of it is that each of the 7 system books that are available right now are absolutely usable to enhance whatever game mechanism you're currently using for those particular genres, because it is a percentage-based system and sits apart from the mechanisms that you might already be using. So the books in the first iteration are ready. They are printed in what I've listed as the pre-release edition, because we weren't yet ready for the fundraiser to begin, and we are in the process right now of doing so. You'll see the link below for the backer kit page. We are endeavoring to get that built up to the point of being able to launch the backer kit portion as soon as we get to roughly 40 participants. So I'm asking you to take a look at the backer kit, and if you see something that you're interested in, or you can see how you could put yourself behind such a program, to go ahead and basically add your name to the list as a supporter. It doesn't require any economics yet. We're not to the point of actually launching, but it just lets the BackerKit software know that you're wanting to be a part of the program, and we can't officially launch that until we reach at least 40 participants. So keep that in mind. There are a great number of additional system books that will be coming in the future, and that's really what we're going to be focusing on in the near future, is endeavoring which of the many genres we've been working on that will be in that second wave. And in theory, by the time we get the BackerKit program up and running, we may already have some of them available for stretch goals. So that's something to consider as well. All right, so preparing the vessel, we're really referring to preparing the engine of our experience. Now, with the celebration of my birthday also comes the celebration of my formal retirement, which means now I can dedicate 100% of my time to getting this engine up and ready. And so I will be starting to put together a schedule of locations and times of events that I will be doing to promote it going forward. And we will certainly tag those in our discussions here. And I will be doing posts as well from each of those locations as we go forward. And as we do that, if there's some place in particular you would like us to be, or an event you would like to see our property presented, let us know, because we are trying to build forward. Now, we were initially going to try to make the Gen Con event this year, and that's just simply not going to be a possibility. We're too close in for any real effective promotion of that. So consider next year, 2026, to be our inauguration at both the Origins Games Convention and the Gen Con show as well. And we will also be endeavoring to be at the Gamma Trade Show and other events. So we'll keep you up to date on all of that, both through our Patreon page and also through our posts here on YouTube. I've not done it in this fashion before. I haven't actually spoken to the screen this abruptly, so I apologize if I'm not following some protocols, and if there's something in particular you want of us, feel free to leave comments. Now, I currently have the comments blocked out, so I can't see them here on Twitch, but that's only so that I will get through everything I need to get through. Otherwise, I might get drawn away from that conversation. So if you do have any questions, make sure you leave posts here in the chat, and I will reply and respond to them as I can in the next day or so. Okay, so now we're talking about the actual plotting of the trajectory. And by that, I mean not only to demonstrate where the properties are going to be going, but also to build up the presentations and the events. So if you have a game store in your local area and would like to be a part, we are looking for those who would be interested in hosting us for book signings, for pre-release events, for demonstrations of how the game works, and so on. So help us to put together that list. Now, on the very basics, I've already mentioned for 2026, we will be doing Origins Games event, the Game Fair and Expo. We're going to be doing Gamma Trade Show. We're going to be doing Gen Con. And we're going to endeavor to do as many local conventions as we possibly can. So if you have a particular line on a convention near you, let us know where that is and what their time frames are, and we will attempt to coordinate that for the 2026 year. Of course, now that we're starting in July of 2025, there are events that we might be able to tag in this year. We're endeavoring to stay here local to Southern California, and so we will be working with the LA conventions, Strategicons events, Gateway, and OrcCon, and I always forget what the third one is. Always. So we will be doing the 3 events here as well. And as I said, if there's someplace you would like us to be, we can coordinate now and start working on that right away. the idea is to build out a schedule and locations throughout the country. Now, I have a bucket list, and my bucket list is to visit. One of the things on my bucket list is to visit every retailer in the U.S. and potentially Canada and Mexico that actually carries tabletop role playing games. So that will be a tall order, and so we will be building out that trajectory, and I will be giving timeframes for each of the sort of mini tours that will be starting in late fall this year. All right, now I'm also going to want to talk about readying the crew, and by readying the crew, it means I'm going to be endeavoring to build out an operational team for the promotion of NycosRPG, both in the local area and throughout the country. So if you are a game master and you want to receive support from a manufacturer, get in contact with us, because I would love to support you at the local conventions. Now, there will be somewhat of a minor vetting process, only because of the liabilities of being involved in presentation and events, and so we'll have some conversations about that. But if you are interested, make sure you either direct message me through my emails, or you can also leave a comment here below, and I'll do what I can to reach out to you. Readying the crew means providing you with materials, providing you with the resources, and the background and training to be able to do the events. So if this might mean you, and so feel free to reach out to us. I'm unashamed of assistance, so if you want to help us, I would be greatly appreciative of your endeavor to be part of our team. Of course, we have to fuel the tanks, and in fueling the tanks, in this case, we need to put together the funding for the scheduling of these processed locations that we're going to be going to. And so we will be endeavoring to do both a backer kit funding program for the publication of the books, but we'll also be doing some grassroots fundraising in terms of making ourselves available to these retail locations. So this goes up to, but not including, the concept of a support or sponsorship project. Those, of course, are a higher tier of participation. But in getting the fueling tanks ready, if there's a local event near you and you want to support us, feel free to coordinate either through YouTube or the other possible venues, the backer kit, and even our Patreon, to become a part of our community. Patreon.com/Nykos, NYCOS, is the site that will help to coordinate your activities and help us to start fueling these tanks. As I said, we're going to be doing at least one tour in late fall of this year, and then we'll be doing 2 or 3 more during the year next year as we roll this out. All right, that means we need to clear the downrange, and by clearing the downrange, I need to coordinate with those people who currently are in the retail business to make sure we get NycosRPG into distribution. So we want to start building that structure. So if you are a retailer and you know of a particular distributor you would like us to work through, first of all, reach out to that distributor and let them know you want to carry the property. You can provide them our website, and they can, of course, reach out to us directly. But the idea is that we want to be able to create the support mechanism for our retailers. Now, for clarity, we are going to be offering pricing to retail, and this is kind of in the weeds, but we will be doing keystone pricing across the board for all of our properties, and it's a pretty streamlined mechanism. They can order directly. Now, 100% of everything that we're producing is here in the U.S., so there will never be a problem with distribution or other issues like that in terms of worrying about tariffs and such, because we are producing here continentally to make sure that it gets out to 100% of our retailers, and we absolutely support the Made in America concept. All right. Now we got to be prepping the stages. Now we have stage 1 is already in the box. We have already put to paper the pre-release editions of the first 7 volumes. So the master book and each of these 6 system books are already ready to ship. And so if you are interested in carrying them, our official launch date for actual retail sales and for fulfilling to consumers that want to order the property is going to be the dates of Gen Con. So we're looking at roughly the first week of August to start shipping. So if you want to be part of the process and get the books early, you can reach out for those. We do have sales mechanisms in place already for direct ship, but those are at the pre-release rates, and there's there's a retail support for that as well. So have your retailer reach out to me, and I can provide them with the discount rate codes so they can get Keystone pricing from the product right away, with the idea that a formal distribution date will be the first week of August. All right. So this is when we have the official conversation about communication. That is to say, if you are interested in anything that I'm putting together in this presentation, feel free to reach out to us at Nycos. Sorry, I should give you the other email address. I'll put it in the link below so you can reach out to us through that. And when we communicate, when we provide we get the communication going, then you'll have access not only to our front door but also through Discord to the properties. I would recommend you check out patreon.com for more details on how to become a member of the Discord community. We do have a link down below, and if you use that, make sure you mention which episode you watched, because that's important for us. Alrighty, and also we're early in the stages, so I know that we're talking only in the top level, so to speak, but there will be opportunities for individuals and retailers to become a part of the Nycos family directly, and to include specific marketing and promotions that won't be available otherwise. So make sure that if you reach out to us, you include that you want to be a part of this, so we can get that all caught up as well. All right, so projections. We will be moving NycosRPG into the retail distribution network as quickly as we can coordinate with the distributors for it. We will be operating by selling directly to retail until that time, and offering Keystone pricing to retailers. So if you have a retail store or know someone in that market, have them reach out to me, and I will provide them with the codes to get the property at Keystone values. I don't want to go too far into the weeds in this episode, but we are going to endeavor, therefore, by, say, mid-August, to be in full distribution across the country for all 7 of these books, and also be formally creating the first edition, if you will, the first full edition that won't be marked pre-release. All right, I honestly don't know what I can and can't say, so I'll probably get dinged on this, but I want to thank you for being here and listening to all of this so far, and I hope there's something that'll be useful to you in this presentation. And finally, what are your predictions or prognostications? If you haven't yet tried NycosRPG, you should check out our website and the fast links that are available. That will be in the description down below. We are currently using a prototyped website, so it is not our formal .com yet. We will be making that change over in the next couple of weeks. So I will be doing another update video periodically about this subject. I honestly have to say I'm absolutely excited. I know I probably don't sound like it because I've got a demeanor of a dried piece of paper sometimes, but I hope that you'll be a part of our community, and I hope to see you in another video. I'm Jonathan Albin. This has been NycosRPG, and we will talk soon. I shouldn't say that. I should say